ladies football. It's a family affair. The sprinkling of fans that have made it out on this blessed Saturday morning, enjoying some, truth be told, a very warm, bright weather here in the southwestern townships. Just had a quick look around the stadium. I see my co-colleague Grant Bissett busy talking to one of the technical staff members of the ladies team. He's somewhere there, guys. You'll find him. He's somewhere there in amongst those ladies. But nonetheless, that's a kind of a day it is. You got the yogurts out, you got amakwenya out. Oh, it's the cultural aspects of the biggest township, one of the biggest township, best known townships in South Africa. That is Soweto, a couple of meters away. Those two towers. Perhaps some of these teams will be looking to jump into the unknown and grab all the 3 points. Rather grab the win. The 3 points are done and dusted. The group games are finished. It's now for third and fourth place, a playoff. The team was to hand over their reign, the club Brugge, up against SAFA Gauteng. In terms of how the two teams are going to be lining up, well, we start off with the home team, Bongani Maseko's men. A slight couple of tweaks in that team. We've got new players like Petros Motseka, who wears a number 5 jersey. Mo alongside Tebogo Masuku. I mentioned the name Mo as well. That's my co-colleague who's alongside me. Big Mo.
No.
Okay, Ginger Ninja, what you think of the setup?
You've got Lika Lakala, who came in as a SAFA in the previous match and pairing up with Piri in the center of the park. So the likes of Jerome Karause and the bench will be coming maybe in the second half. A formidable squad. I mean, they've got Tabang Mayema on the goals this time around. So Buddha Sipo will be out and looking at Club Brugge. Nothing much has changed on them, but a little bit of the. But you've got Mbangula up front who's also trying to increase his goal scoring tally. Gascoletti also there. Yanis van Remstus also scored a set piece in the early stages of the games. And N. Engels on the bench will be looking maybe to come in the second half, and Maxine Tahara, one of the players who was starting most of the time, but this time around he will be on the bench.
Well, the likes of Cisse and Abdul Kamar are getting a run out in the final day of action for the Blue Swart. As we edge closer, starting off first with the coin toss between skipper Zander Blommer as well as the captain for SAFA Gauteng, Paul Mhlanga. Match officials Donald Mpaki, Tabo Liholi, Nhlanhla Mapena, and Elia Makoti. Fourth official duties fall on his shoulders. These youngsters have been thoroughly entertained. I had a pleasure of meeting some of them in the early stanzas of today, and a nice little moment. We had this elderly lady, deep within the 60s, taking a group of young players. And I asked her, "What are you doing here?" She said, "I normally take players come trial here and come play. Also, I'm a rugby scout." Found that lovely little story. Such is the love of sport here in the southwestern townships. There we go, it's the Blue Swart. Let's say 1, 2. I couldn't catch the rest of it, Mo. I was as good as your Belgium.
Now, a team that would know very well why they came to the tournament. Now, it's a team up against a squad that was formed in a space of 2 weeks, but in terms of strength-wise, they good to compete. Had they been given time to prepare, it would have been a different SAFA Gauteng.
Yeah, the results are not too bad at all. They've done well for a team that was put together in a quick succession with a short notice. That's SAFA Gauteng are taking the goals from left to right in their red and white kit, while the Blue Swart were in blue and black from right to left. It's Mr. Sugar and the Ginger Ninja commentary for this particular one, as we hope to give you a game full of goals and tell you a nice surprise that's going to please you, all India. Finally got a win, finally got some goals, beating Regio Adonse.
Oh my.
I know that makes you quite happy.
No, it does. It does. I was worried that they're going to go home without even scoring a single goal, but this time around, surprise package, they make number 11 on the standings as far as the winning standings are concerned, and I'm happy for my Indian team.
What's that saying? A win is a win is a win.
A win is a win.
Early on, first touch falls to Yari Stevens, who we haven't seen too much more in terms of the midfield. Arne Engels has had a foothold in that midfield. Often and not, coach Martin Martins has often opted to start with the midfield three of Christian Revic, Zander Bloma, and Arne Engels. Maxine Tahara got the first nod in his first match day 11. Ever since though he's been on the bench, I think he is carrying a slight injury. SAFA Gauteng find captain Paul Mhlanga. Turns around, finds a bit of space. I'm actually quite interested to see how the pitch as well holds up. I've noticed whenever there are consecutive games on this particular ExtroTIF that the bounce becomes uneven, becomes very unpredictable at the second game. It's Janus van Rimst, the bulldozing, the centre-back gives it to the Silky. Samuel Mbangula, he is dangerous. Off balance, so was Cisse.
Cisse Sandra could have taken a better shot, but look, he fell. Mbangula had set him up very well. I think he fell, man. Give credits. Oh,
I haven't seen too much of Cisse Sandra. Man who had that early sniff of a chance. Shot there is Yari Stevens, the midfielder. Foot in from Kabelo Kalakala. The shot usually gathered by Tabang Maema, from the School of Excellence. Ironically, he's one of the few goalkeepers in the tournament. That man right there you see his shot sitting on a yellow. Was garnered against All India for time wasting. You know how your keepers are, like taking your time.
I mean, when you've got the lead, you just need to time your 6 seconds. That's all that matters. If you don't time it, oh my, the ref is going to catch you.
Ironically, they went on to win the game 5-0 against All India. So how much time could you be wasting when your 5 goes up?
Well, he had the ball in his hand. That's why he got the yellow card. If the ball was on the ground, would have been a different scenario completely.
We call the goalkeepers the crazy bunch for nothing. Now, if you look at both teams in terms of how well they've done their run to competing for a 3rd and 4th place, a playoff for Club Brugge started the competition better than they did the year before. They lost their opening game against Wits last season. Well, this year they won their game against Chiefs in a very polished performance in a 2-0 win. That was followed by a 1-1 draw against the Clever Boys. A 4-0 demolition of Beijing Sunobo. Soon quickly they followed as well as the ball is clipped into Cisse. Was he onside? We'll never know. Referee says play on. And so then they lost 4-2. That very dramatic penalty, the shootout yesterday, Mo. If you missed it, there was so much drama. 5 penalties had been taken. Pirates were about to take their 4th. Then all sorts of confusion started reigning on the pitch as the Club Brugge technical staff started asking questions. Why is there a player in the form of Buitumela Radiopa who was to take the penalty, but he was never initially on?
Now, blame the 4th official in that instance. He needed to check with the teams that they've got the list of the opponents. So the 4th official never swapped the list of names submitted, so he's to blame.
Nonetheless, after a 10-minute stoppage, Pirates went on to win. Swept on the winning penalty to become South Africa's sole candidate and sole hope of getting their hands on the first ever Future Champions Gauteng tournament title. Now a chance for SAFA Gauteng from a decent possession, more than decent. Darko van Rie had to fling himself. That should get him wide awake. Good early tester for the Belgian youngster.
Van Rie, forever ready. I like his reflexes. There was power on the ball, going for the first pole. Good cover of ground by the keeper there, shuffling and then making a timeless jump to save that ball.
Top notch all around. There was Good defending at the near post. Ryan Manning, the Super Sports United product, looks to get up with the ball. The ball is with the man in red, back with Manning. Looks to play a 1-2, but not on the same wavelength as his teammate, the Blue Swart. Look forward. Abdul Kamara using the width of the pitch there. We haven't seen too much of this youngster Abdul Kamara Mo. Did come on the Pirates game as well. And as well came on against Beijing. Got a bit of pace about him, a bit of structure as well.
Now, you need to show us why you need to start. You've been coming in as a sub. This time around, you get an opportunity to start, to be in the starting 11. So, prove the coach.
Someone in Bangula, a 15-year-old Congolese-born player. One of two players, in fact, from of Congo origins. Himself at Ardim Fundu. Bursting run, purposeful looking run. Had to be hauled back illegally so, right in front of referee Donald Mpaki. Man at the helm of that run, youngster Yamkela Palani. That's with Captain Paul Mhlanga, who's with the Sundowns, Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa, reigning ABSA Premiership champions. In fact, resume their league duties against Orlando Pirates, not too far from here, at the Orlando Stadium on Monday, Mo. We want to see you there?
Possibly.
That's a no, okay.
You know me, surprise package.
Touch there for Christian Revic, the 16-year-old midfielder who loses out. Both teams haven't had a real strong hold on a possession in the early stanzas of this game, approaching 10 minutes. As the ball smashes into the commentary box there.
I got smashed by the ball, remember?
Yeah.
So,
one of the days, yeah.
now my late Metro Mane. Anything that comes my way, I'm ready to react. Like the good old days when I was a keeper.
Long time ago. You still had hair. Anyway, back to the encounter. Xander Blommer in space, but they decide to rather look for Yari Stevens. Interesting the position he's taken. Seems as if Yari Stevens is looking to cover the third centre back. They have to employ a 3-5-2 formation. Brugge, as you see there, Brugge normally starts up front in a two-man strike force with Samuel Mbangula. But instead he's playing off the left wing. It's Mbangula thinks about it. Leaning back far too much for a 16-year-old striker. Already has one goal. It was against Kaizer Chiefs, no? The opening game.
A bounce there, Mbangula needed to at least roll the ball down as compared to him taking it while it was still bouncing. He had room. And an extra touch, get closer into the box. Teammates were also getting closer. So if the shot was not happening, could have passed a teammate on the right-hand side.
SAFA Gauteng look to keep their shape under the onslaught of the Blue Swart. As a result, a good shape from the team in red, and Rob Gerdenace is forced to go all the way back as they recycle to the Blue Swart. That's Ardim Fundu. Gus Collette, can't miss him with that ponytail. Played each and every game, Gus Collette. Alongside the likes of Janus van Rimst, goalkeeper Darko van Rie, Ardim Fundu, Xander Blommer, Gerdenace and Samuel Mbangula. 80% of the bulk of Coach Martin Martin's squad that look to defend the title this year. Gerdenace easily muscle off the ball, and Ryan Manning is cut off from the wing, doubling up and helping in defense.
You've got to love how SAFA Gauteng play, especially in the first half. But come towards the end of the second half, they lose their foot, they lose the teamwork that they started with, and then that's when they fail to convert their chances. But if they were to stick to teamwork, support one another, it would be a very different side in this match. Now you're playing against Club Brugge. Very disciplined, tactically aware, movement of the ball, showing off into spaces, picking one another's runs every now and then.
Yari Stevens strays out with the ball. Bangula with a decent touch, but slightly takes him wide. Good cover defense, should be dealt with by Paul Mhlanga, the captain does well. Has great positional play, that's Paul Mhlanga, for a diminutive centre-back. Really does read danger well. He has to do so again and be switched on. As Rob Kherunes, who looks to whip in a ball in the box. Offside on that instance. Nice little cushion header to find his man. That's Abdul Kamara. Patient at both sides, looking for any chink in the armory, any weakness that they can exploit. Approaching the halfway mark in this encounter. Basically thinking to myself, Mo, I don't think I remember too many Cisse's Belgian descent. I remember Djibril Cisse used to play for Liverpool, but he was French. Can't think of too many Cisse's that have played for the Belgium national team. Now it's Kabelele Kalakala who's crossed, disappointing, allowed to bounce right in front of Darko Fanri. Gus Collett looks inward to his captain. You've got the likes of Samuel Mbangula, who would love to follow the footsteps of one Romelu Lukaku. He's currently Belgium's all-time top goal scorer, having scored 45 goals in 78 matches. Still under 25 years. It's a big romp. Guy always seems to catch a lot of criticism. Splits opinion, you either love him or you don't.
On and off player, not consistent with his goal scoring tally. So yes, you will be under scrutiny when you don't deliver. And especially the hype that was created and they signed him.
Yeah, interesting. I was reading comments from him midweek saying, when asked the question if he believes he's one of the top 3 Belgium strikers of all time, he said, definitely, look at my record. I believe, in fact, I'm the top 2 Belgian strikers of all time. Confident young man.
He responds like, not really saying arrogance, but a player who's sure that, look, I am there. But the competition will be there.
Yeah, so much so that the likes of Divaldo Rigi, the likes of Michi Batshuayi never really get a look in at the international level. It's always Romelu Lukaku. Ardu Mfundu had to win the ball there because he was the last man in defense. Had he lost it, boy oh boy, potentially would have been trouble. It's the tricky Rob Kherunes, very circumspect from both teams. Had to really get it going, get it flowing in terms of offensive football.
No, Van Remst tried to switch play to Gus Collett. We know how very high pressing he is from a potential right back, full right wing player, always run down, puts in the crosses. If he gets room to cut into the box, he will.
Dispossessed by Mbangula, Congolese youngster. Always a difficult man to dispossess as well, when in control of the ball. There's a 15-year-old. His cross disappointing though. There were numbers in the box. The form of Abdul Kamara and Cisse Sandra. Rian de Vries scurries across the turf. His pass, though, disappointing as well. A lot of loose possession, Mo, between these two sides. Here's a question for you. Both of these teams have been in the semi-final and are losing semi-finalists. How difficult is it to get yourself going, G'd up, to play in the third and fourth place playoff when you know you were so close, but not close enough to get the trophy? The ball is clipped in, back post. They got themselves up for that one. Ndidi Abdul Kamara with his first of the tournament. Good cross, good strong header. Martins unmoved.
Tabang Mayema. He should be questioning himself there. Made a call and said keeper up, never went for the ball. Now, Gascolet, we did say he moves forward very well. Nicely whipped in by Mbangula, picking up his partner there, Abdul Kamara. And what he did there was just cushion it back to where the keeper was coming from. And yes, Tabang Mayema had so much chance to go and compete with that ball, compete with Kamara, punch it away against Kamara's head, but a late run.
So Captain Mhlanga, who looks to repeat the trick. That was a lovely header, actually. Nice cushion header. It's not as easy as it looks. Just cushion it back the direction the keeper came. And it's a 1-0 for Club Brugge. Former, or the current defending champions, soon to be deposed the champions, either by Spartak Moscow or Orlando Pirates of South Africa. And it was Abdul Kamara who opened up the scoring just past the halfway mark of the half, in the 18th minute, with a neat little cushioned header from a good cross as well from that far side. Rofgerenes loses out to another number 9, Kabele Kalakala. Quickly closed down by Zander Plummer. I think that goal might just liven up the game. Oh, needed something, a bit of magic.
Some teams perform better when they're trailing behind or coming from behind. Now you see SAFA Gauteng will come alive now because they want to convert their chances now. It's a wake-up call that they can actually play, they can actually go forward. A team that's keeping a ball like a Club Brugge. We haven't seen much of Freeze's run. Ryan on the right-hand side as well.
Right.
Yamkela is all over the show, trying to push forward, maybe try and find Masugu. Not really happening for them.
It's happening for Brugge through Colette. Gives it and he gets it back. Oh, Cisse, nothing but air there. He had so much time to eye it up, line it up. Offside from Cisse Sandra, looking a bit rusty. As young Sandra.
The positioning though, they've switched play to him. They came back on time, but Cisse Sandra's run was caught offside because of centre backs had pushed forward already. Offside trapped.
Cisse Sandra, one of the players that has been more of a fringe player. Nice touch from Mbangula. Cisse Sandra, can he find him back? Oh, that was far too easy. Far too easy. So much so they didn't even think of celebrating very much. That Club Brugge, SAFA Gauteng looking as if they don't want to be here playing this game, judging by the defensive lack thereof. It's 2 Club Brugge, 0 SAFA Gauteng. Mbangula second of the tournament.
Now, they lost the ball just not far from their 18 yards. The cross. And the unmarked Mbangula taps it in. Do we have a SAFA Gauteng that has already dropped the head? They've already given up.
Looks like it.
To the tournament. They've given up that we're not in the final, so we'll just play for the sake of honoring the fixture. You must remember now, compromises your reputation as a player.
2 minutes before the first and the second. Hey Mo, you saw the replay. Bilal Baloyi jogging back so casually, while Samuel Mbangula had the freedom of the Nike Center to do whatever he wanted with that ball from Asise Sandra, who registers his first assist of the competition. Just might be a cricket score at the rate we're going, given the lack of energy and dynamism from SAFA Gauteng. Christian Ravage back to centre-back Ardu. Fundu, Van Rumst. Now that's a bit of aggression being shown there. They come through and they freeze! Oh, spectacular! That's the sugar! A sugar ding out of nowhere. Blink, and you might just miss it.
Freeze. Now, Yannick van Rumst poorly passes his teammates, intercepted by Freeze, and he knew that he could not take on the defenders. He went for goal. That side foot. One look at the keeper, and he knew where to direct the ball. Can they come back in this game? Because they're really not in it mentally.
Wow. Where did that come from, Mo? It's under a feast on 4 goals for the tournament. Just to 1 goal behind Mthokozisi Balagazi. Wow, they needed something, some impetus, and didn't they just find it through the right foot of Reander Fries, who ghosted past a couple of players and unleashed a powerful shot into the roof of Darko van Riesne. Does that go into top 5 goals of the tournament? Yeah, my co-colleague nods his head. Brugge, nice. Good tackle from Captain Mhlanga, clean.
He's a decisive captain. Yeah. Strong also.
Pace now from the goal scorer. His pass though disappointing. Couldn't find Deboka Masuku, formerly of Davidson City FC. Christian Ravage. Rob Gerneis has got a lot of the ball on this left-hand side of Club Brugge. Still yet to really deliver out-and-out quality from these wide areas. I think he's more suited playing through the middle, as we've seen him play in the past encounters alongside Samuel Mbangula. They work so well as a partnership. Mbangula, the runner, Gerneis, a smart player. Next to profit off the space Mbangula creates for him. Just possessed. It's the goal scorer, Reander Fries. He's easily dispossessed. What a touch there. Just the right amount of power to tease the defender and get it to Ryan Manning. We have a corner for their troubles to SAFA Gauteng. 6 minutes before the halftime break, Mo.
Yamkela, the touch is there. What a pass. You've got the skills in the field. You've got the personnel that can actually go front.
Landing on his right foot, and it's a good delivery as well. Gave every chance to one of his players to try attack it. Too close to the near post there. Mangane Maseko looks on. Sundowns product, Captain Mhlanga with the throw. I think Kabile Kalakala has been disappointing in his hold-up play. Mo, the number 9 for SAFA Gauteng. He's barely really linked up with anyone, really, in 25 minutes of football.
Well, he's provided the opportunity for Fries to score. He's the main man that intercepted the ball for Fries to make that run and put in that power behind the ball.
Might be doing him an injustice there.
A little bit.
Yamkela. Palani. right in front of her referee, Donald Mpaki. Jonas van Rumst comfortable with the ball. He strides elegantly out of defense with his bulky frame, still only 17 years of age. Young Jonas van Rumst, he will also struggle to break in currently to the Belgium national setup. The likes of Jan Vertonghen, Toby Alderweireld. Names are just roll on, but by the time he's probably 25, the likes of Vertonghen and Alderweireld will probably be phased out of the team by then. I.e. Vincent Kompany, who's on his last legs, literally.
Gradual progress is all we can say.
Of course, the Belgium league starts very soon to resume league duties do Club Brugge.
Bangula on Paul.
Cisse Sandra on his left foot was made by Ardum Fundu. I was saying that one of the most successful teams in Belgium football will begin their title defense. That's tomorrow at 6 against Kent at the Jan Pradal Stadium. Intercepted Zander Blommer against 2. He's strong enough and he earns, I was about to say, earns a foul as well. It's the whistle from the other field where Regia Dunse and Pitlas Vets are doing duty. Still no there. Mhlanga, my captain Mhlanga, comfortable on the ball. Another centre back, can clearly play ball. As the youngsters say, he's a baller. Clever run from Manning. Tarsa was attempting to find him in a bit of space as he made that blindside run off the shoulder of the defenders. You see SAFA Gauteng, in terms of how they did in the tournament, they started with a 1-1 draw against Espanyol. An Espanyol team that was fresh off the trip from Spain after playing in the Mediterranean Youth Cup, after beating Barcelona in the final. Landed on Sunday, and perhaps we give an indication of how their game or why the game ended 1-1. Because Espanyol, I think, are better than that. What they've shown, really are a good team. Yamkela Palani gets the call. That seemed as if there was a handball involved, and my co-colleague more asking the question. The referee Mpaki on the scene, but says play on. Well, that 1-1 draw on the opening day was followed with a 2-1 win against the Italians, Reggio Adonse. 5-0 Chisampama against All India Federation. And a 3-1 loss in the semis to Spartak Moscow. The might of the Russians, too cold for them. Karnais drops the shoulder, goes inside. Bangula anticipating that movement. Gascolet has time to cross. Can't beat the first man in the form of a Bongo. Inachi Lawana, the Super Sport United fullback, and that's it for the first half. Barely too little to no at a time from referee Donald Mpaki. Well, the Club Brugge has been easy peasy for them. They've barely had to break a sweat in the heat of a Soweto. SAFA Gauteng looking a beaten team already, with still another 30 minutes to play at the halftime break. It's Club Brugge, the former defending champions, who lead 2-1.
halftime at the Nike Football Training Center in Johannesburg, South Africa. The current holders, Club Brugge, currently leading SAFA Gauteng by 2-1 in the third and fourth playoff. Well, we've already seen who's finished fifth in the previous game, so now we look forward to seeing who will finish as the third runners-up. Alongside me is Motlogeleng Keninda. What have you made of that first 30 minutes?
Look, there's a disappointment in terms of SAFA Gauteng. They've dropped their heads already. And they come into this game, yes, they did not make it, but they need to send a clear message that, look, we're a formidable team. We could not just win our games, but we had made it this far. In this instance, they could have just consolidated, maybe getting an early goal. Defense-wise, they're very sloppy. Yes, it was a good set piece, but now, the keeper, good shuttling to the side. The jump was well timed. He knew that he needed not to complicate anything, just to punch the ball away. But Gas Colette, a very good player, pushes the ball very forward. Now, combination play again, patiently building up. Mbangula pinpoints his twin striker, that is Kamara there, and the only thing that he did was just cushion the ball back to the direction where the keeper was shuttling from. Poor communication from his teammates, maybe. Center backs not covering him very well there. That is Tabang Mayema. Could have done better. Now they lose the ball again in the final third in their own half. A combination play again is happening. Sise sets in. Mbangula is there to tap it in back into the net again.
And it's basic errors, Motlogeleng. I know they're not playing for the title, but it's still a third place finish. I mean, it's the highest.
The coach did say yesterday that the schoolboy errors are always going to cost them the match. They need to come back to the party. In the second half, needs to be a different team completely. The attitude needs to change. However, they can get a goal. Even if Club Brugge is putting pressure on them, their wingers are not effective. Freeze, Likalakala also came into the game. He's only touched the ball 2 or 3 times. So they need to at least come back into this game and find a way of playing. It would be better for them to at least then get a draw and go on penalties.
Yeah, well, as it stands, it's 2-1 with Freeze scoring there, his fourth of the competition, as we take a look at all the first half highlights between Club Brugge as well as SAFA Gauteng in this third and fourth playoff. So 2 shots on targets for the South Africans, 2 for Club Brugge. Would you look at that? The ball possession 34 versus 66. I mean, Club Brugge, this is what we've been accustomed to throughout the competition, Mo.
Keeping the ball, passing, a movement of the ball. Their runs on the wingers are very profitable. Look at the front line. In the front line, they supply Kamara, they supply Mbangula coming from the side. And yes, of course, on the center of the park, you've got Gas Colette, who's very effective also with the passes. Looking at the subs, Jerome Karause came in as a sub and he brought a little bit of change the last time. Sianda Nyanga, also one of the players that you can also look into. I know that Club Brugge might bring in an Engels as a substitution in the middle of the park. So for me, Club Brugge might make 1 or 2 subs before the game goes above the 40th minute mark. But it's still a formidable squad. They can still take on SAFA Gauteng.
Well, 3 South African sides in action today. SAFA Gauteng up against Club Brugge. We've already seen Amakosi finishing 6th. And we've got Orlando Pirates later on up against FC Spartak Moscow in that final. It's live at 1 o'clock. So if you are in Soweto, please make your way to the Nike Football Training Center. Entrance is free. Entrance is free. Bantu basemzansi, sicelani in and support your boys. And the action is live on your World of Champions. Use that hashtag #SSFootball. Also hashtag Future Champions 2019. The second half between Club Brugge as well as SAFA Gauteng is coming up after this.
And it's a Club Brugge, the man from Belgium, that have made light work, right work of the SAFA Gauteng team. In the opening 30 minutes, they have another 30 minutes to finish as highest as possible in third place, given they are the current reigning champions for 2 more hours. It's a family affairs. Residents and those who are not from around this area, and our co-colleagues as well, having a nice little time out there while we're working. Likes of Grant Bissett, having a whale of a time, enjoying ourselves. Come out to the Nike Center and taking the experience with us.
He's the one that started the game.
Kick-off offer for the next 30 minutes. What will have Bongani Maseko said to his team? 2 minutes between the first goal from the Club Brugge man, Kamara, and then the second one. And so Club Brugge have a firm hold on this encounter. Just joining me in commentary now after doing pitch-side duties is Motlogele Gininda. I heard you saying the likes of Arno Engels possibly could be coming in just to show up midfield and add a bit of control. The game continues well for Bongani Maseko. He does have a goal scorer in his midst, Jerome Carlson, who's got 2 goals, the side's top goal scorer, and the 16-year-old Siana Mnyanga. What do you think his message would have been to his charges that were flat in the first 30 minutes?
Well, it's a matter of bringing the youngsters back to life. Remember, they don't like losing, especially when you're young. So now it's an element of motivation, resuscitating them, maybe. Should you say? But there'll be a different squad. I mean, coach does seem like he shouts decent instructions and very bold.
Now looking to be bold is the Blow Swart. It's a Bangula, the dangerous striker. We know all about him, hence it took 2 men to close down that shot. Now look at that pace and burst of speed from Riandre Fries. Tackle from Zander Blommer momentarily stops his man. Fries going though further and further from the danger area. Blommer stuck to him like white on rice.
Yeah, look, you've got Fries pacing, protects the ball too. Needed to have support there so that he could maybe put in that cross. Did not happen for him.
Martin Martins, he's comfortable, although he would rather be competing a final. Not to be for him. He has to play for 3rd and 4th place, a playoff. Keeps his as is, I would think. It's with Inati Lawana, Super Sport United, a fullback, loses out to Cecil Sandra with a bit of samba from Sandra.
Is that a samba?
Tried the Belgian samba. Still remember Choco Bonita?
YouTube will damage people. I can tell you.
Don't worry, got a lot of data. And I think the brass band has decided to come join us. I can hear the beating of the drums and the trumpets in the background. Oh, that's definitely going to add a bit of couch and a bit of that island feel to proceedings, Mo. Of course, in anticipation of the big kickoff later on. It's Spartak Moscow taking on Orlando Pirates. Soweto's finest up against Russian Might, who will be crowned 2019 SAFA Gauteng champions.
I wonder what's going in their minds, the players, especially Orlando Pirates, having to make the final. Probably the coaches taking their phones and say, "Camp boys, focus." Because hey, the tweets, the likes, the status updates.
You think the coaches on Twitter and so on, social media?
They have to. Very young coaches need to engage about the future of football in the country. They need to hear, see what are the changes, what's happening, what's trending.
Yeah, you look at a guy like Steve Compella, for instance. He's quite active on social media. follow him on Twitter.
Got Rulane Mukwen.
Rolando Mugwen as well. Mostly posts motivational stuff and tactical little insights. Can't think of anybody else outside of
a
those
lot
two.
of Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, yeah.
though.
Loves Pep Guardiola. Can't see Peter Mosimane on Twitter. Oh, just a recipe for absolute fireworks there. Gus Collette, strong. The ponytail one keeps a position. Imagine the likes of Chomoson on Twitter.
He can be on Twitter.
Probably is. No?
Mecho is on Twitter too.
Oh, he is? He needs to give him his handle a bit later. That's the evolution of football. Coaches looking to be in touch, in tune with what's happening, the latest developments in a world that is so technologically based now. Use a lot of technology now in football to analyze and scrutinize opposition. I was reading a book, Jose Mourinho's book, and he's so detailed that he even has a dossier on the tea lady for the opposition. That's how detailed it is. Really extreme extents to prepare. That's the level, I guess, of elite coaches. Fries makes the run just at the crucial time. Congolese-born defender Ardum Fundu got a big toe to it. Just deviated away from his direction. SAFA Gauteng look to exploit this near side touch there from Fries as 2-2 does extremely well. Does the diminutive player to burst into the smallest of gaps. Nice switch as well of play. For instance, for a second I thought he was offside there. SAFA Gauteng player. Look to play 1-2 on the edge of the box. The team in red. It's Paul Mhlanga, the captain. He's playing in a much more attacking role in this encounter. He's a centre-back by trade, but he's seems to be playing more in midfield today. Van Ramst says anything Mhlanga can do, I can do. As soon as he does that, he leaves a space behind, and it falls to Lawana. What can Bongo produce? Smashes it against the well-positioned Gus Collette. Does well to read danger as well, Gus Collette. Not the most technically gifted of players, but he's got a good football IQ.
The efforts that he puts in, offensively and defensively, sets him apart. Good player when he's on the ball. He's got the vision, pinpoints his teammates most of the time.
Oh, Ryan Manning. Good shot. Purposeful. Just wide though. And Darko van Rie, the Club Brugge keeper, just worried ever so slightly. Now a double change is upon us. In fact, 4 subs to come on, starting with Club Brugge. Meant to come on Arne Engels, my colleague Mo Tlegeleng, looked into his, he cast the bones and he looked forward and he called that sub. Lucas Villen as well to come on before Ardim Fundu, who plays his last minutes of future champs football. Villen off, Mfundu off, Villen on. Lucas Villen, a defender by trade.
Is Robbie gonna go back to the back line? That is Lucas Willem. Now they've put in Annie
For
Engels.
SAFA Gauteng, 2 changes. package. So for SAFA Gauteng, bit more defending to do. Missed chance from Cisse Sandra, another air shot from the midfielder, and it looked easier to make a connection and at least to force the keeper into a save. For SAFA Gauteng, those subs. Jerome Carousel finally makes it onto the pitch, the side's top goal scorer, as well as lucky number 13. Chilabone Vezi comes on for Kabelo Lekalakala.
I think it's a decent substitution when it comes to SAFA Gauteng. Taking out Yamkela. Didn't have much of a good first half, so maybe the 5 minutes early sub was important. 10 minutes into the game, Lekalakala, you put in Vezi, fresh legs.
Thinks about the cross, so does Abdul Kamara. Gus Colette first to it. Touched by midfielder Erna Angels, the fresh Angels. They're looking for angles, the Club Brugge.
Freeze has been on the ball, he's on the run.
A free under Freeze with a shot that smashed against the legs of Janus van Rumst. Looked the most potent of any man in red for Bongani Maseko as a Riandre Fries.
Bangula trying to increase his goal scoring tally.
He sits on 2 goals, Congolese born player. Ball over the top for the SAFA Gauteng man. Jerome Carousel will be itching to get in amongst the goals already, as well sits on a couple in the tournament. Of course, alternate top goal scorer Mtokozi Sibalagazi of Chiefs. That hat-trick yesterday, seeing him push to the top of the goal scoring charts. He sits atop with 5. Followed by Riandre Fries on 4. And a couple other players on 3 and a couple as well. Kamara. Gus Colette, he seems to know where to be now from Bangula. Here comes the chance. He decided to be unselfish, where it looked as if he should have taken the responsibility upon himself there, Mo. Shrugged responsibility a bit there. Kamara with chest work. Engels with the run. Who's there for him for the cutback? Well, Bangula and Cisse were in the box, never got to him. Snuffed out by man from School of Excellence, Tawang Maema. Ooh, he looked like a late foot there on the Club Brugge man. Oh, great passer there from Kamara. Cisse's control though not so great. Really has looked definitely rusty. It's not match sharp. You can see Cisse Sandra. Shown good moments though. Oh, good cross from Kamara. Big block from Maema. That could have easily been a 3 for Club Brugge. Van Rumst. Ball takes an awkward bobble, but well controlled by Gus Colette. Coach Martin's playing ball boy. They take it quickly. Gus Colette takes his time to assess the area. Engels with a decent cross. Bangula loses it. Kamara's shot is well, not enough power on it. Fries is crowded out. Brugge come back. Oh, great interception there.
Look at SAFA Gauteng in the second half. They lose their ball, most of their balls in their own half. They are pressed high by Club Brugge.
Tebogo Masuku having come off, replaced by Sianda Nyanga, as we mentioned. Nyanga, 16-year-old Sundowns youth product midfielder. So three changes for coach Bongani Maseko. Jerome Carlos, the striker. Vezi, the midfielder, and Sianda Nyanga as well. Another midfielder on. For coach Martin Martins. Likes of Luca Villen and Arna Engels, the only two subs that have come on off the bench for him. Anticipation of more as that cross is a bit too long. There were players converging on it though. Look at how many SAFA Gauteng players just stood still, Mo.
Ball watching. Lack of communication from Deborah Mayema. Mayema Tabang. Of course, the coach is going to dish out instruction. He can't sit down. He wants to walk out with the win. Now that is Bongani Maseko trying to make sure that his team does get a goal, especially this time of the match. Ball position still favors Brugge. 53 on 47. SAFA Gauteng are getting closer. They were on 37 earlier on. Goal attempts, Brugge still gets the upper hand with just one up. And we know that they came from SAFA Gauteng. That was a Freeze's shot on target.
Saying also, it's a clever idea on his left foot. He's a predominantly right-footed player. Arne Engels. Ball allowed to bounce and well gathered back by Yari Stevens, who's played well in that midfield in terms of keeping the ball and being productive with it. It's too dissimilar, really. The Club Brugge have been more precise with their passing and have completed 100 more passes than SAFA Gauteng. To boot with that. The 2 goals to show for it. Gascolet goes inside. A run made for him by Kamara, but he's a well stopped by the SAFA Gauteng midfielder. They look a bit more lively, do the men in red now, since that goal. Way more impetus. Body language has changed. They're closing down faster. We're almost in the first half. They were sleepwalking.
But now they need to get out of their own half. Go test the keeper. Brugge is pushed high up, pressing them all the time. They win the ball in their own half.
Colette pirouettes around the man who's right on top of him, Bongo. Nati Loana.
Not a happy man. Yes.
He was not happy with that. To deliver the ball is Cisse Sandra on free kick duties from quite some distance out. Has to be one hell of a ball to trouble Tabang Mayema, and it's not. It's straight to the 16-year-old goalkeeper. Looks to release the ball quickly. Offside for his teammate there. That's great find there from his right foot. Goalkeeper Tabang Mayema.
Pinpointing your teammates. He's not ready mentally. The ball was coming his direction. Could have capitalized on the counter.
Engels has got a number of touches just coming on. Ball playing centre midfielder. Abamshiye move lapho. Was Vezi introducing him to a bit of a South African flair. Gascolet being introduced to a bit of Kappa in Anansinto. As you heard that scream there from Gascolet. Imbazo, Ayaz Imbazo.
Stays down.
The X.
He stays down. I think he had minus the player past it, but the starts went direct on his shin.
It's from those tackles that's why footballers' feet are some of the most ghastliest things you'll ever see. Should be the man who is the perpetrator of the challenge. Inati Lawana. There's confirmation. The first player to be booked in this third and fourth place playoff. It's been a clean affair thus far, approaching 9 minutes and counting.
It would be interesting to see Club Brugge going again in penalties against SAFA
I don't think they want
Gauteng.
to do that. After yesterday's drama, I don't think they want to be part of any penalties the longest time to come. It's the luxury of penalties. I guess you win some, you lose some. Man, it's just been yellow carded. Lawana moves the ball forward to a Fries. Pirouettes past his man. Well, looks to do the same thing twice. The bravery of being young.
The pitch is not allowing him to have the ball the way he wanted. Sticks on the ground, yes. He wanted to do a skill, but it was already on the line. Would have gone out anyways.
Confident young player, Fries. He's not
Yeah.
scared to try things. It's good to see.
Strong character.
Yeah,
Takes on 2-on-1.
punches above his weight as well. Not the biggest of players you'll see. Oh, Engels with the late tackle.
Paying
Nice
back.
little pass there. Paying it back here, paying it forward.
Now, you've learned that Freeze is terrorizing the defense. Now, Van Remst doesn't want anything to do with Freeze. Clears the ball immediately. It is in a clear open for him. It even pushes him, shows that don't come near me.
Ryan Manning of SuperSport United. A couple of SuperSport United players in the Mr. Bilal Baloyi, the centre back, one of them. Ball is dug out deep, and Darko van Rie handles it quite easily. Darko van Rie had a nice little moment to Black Frazen yesterday during the penalty shootout in the build-up. And news from Pitch B is that Reggio Dance's search for victory continues. Wits 3 goals to the good. Reggio have won. As Wits finished in 9th place and Reggio finished in 10th for the Italians. Ryan Manning cuts in, allowed to cut in. Good movement from Fries. Stalled his move though a bit. Sianda Nyanga. It's a Piri. Back to Nyanga, a lovely turn. Vezi. Back to Nyanga, enjoying themselves. Other SAFA Gauteng players lose out on possession to Abdul Kamara. Holds up the play for Bangula, who strides nonchalantly forward. That's an indication the legs are starting to tire.
They had to come back. They made mistakes there. Sianda Nyanga, alongside his teammate, and that is Piri. Nyanga needed to just make sure that he wins the ball here against the strongest man, that is Abdul Kamara. But Nyanga, it's a foul. Dangerous area again. Was it necessary for him to commit a foul? Could have guided him out.
And the fact that Club Brugge have a height advantage over them doesn't make it any better for Coach Bongani Maseko. Worrying signs, in fact, if Sise Sandra can deliver a decent enough ball. I mean, look at the wall there. How do you shot is one you never see. The ball is clipped back post. I mentioned the danger that they have. That was so close. Oh.
Again, the man who missed it, Van Remst. Every set piece, every
He's
corner.
always there.
He's the main man to compete for the ball. Good height by Cisse. The keeper could not come out. Again, Van Remst. Oh my. When are you going to get one, son?
Yeah, since that free kick, he's come close on so many occasions, but close enough, but no cigar for him. It's Mbangula. Would love, I'm sure, to get a third goal in the tournament. SAFA Gauteng come with the ball. Good hold-up play, while momentarily it looked as if there was something that was going to develop there, but just as quickly as that, Club Brugge up the other end of the pitch. That man is already on a yellow card, mind you.
I think he needs to come out.
Lawana is already on a yellow card. Is the referee going to spare him?
He's tired, frustrated. Not a happy man in this instance.
Almost fell into him rather than even pushed him. That's how bad it was. Have a look at this, Mo.
No. A good run, trying to monitor him, but he tripped him. He clipped him.
Club Brugge about to introduce a sub after this throw-in whenever the moment, or rather a free kick whenever the moment presents itself. You're told Mondrem, or rather Leonard Harlett is about to come on the midfielder. I'm sure perhaps Zander Blommer is crouching over, indicating perhaps he may be tired. He may have ran his race. Legs may be gone. Freshness of Leonard Harlett awaits on the sidelines to join us for the last remaining 4 minutes or so.
I think Gerardins would be coming off. I haven't seen much of him.
Yeah, he tired out,
Yeah,
petered out so badly in the second half.
Switched off completely.
Going through the motions, young Rocker de Dice.
I think when you're playing losers finals games, you need to at least play players the first half and the second half make a full substitution, because the mentality is really not 100%. They're just honoring the fixture, some of them. Some of them are worn off by the mentality that they're not in the finals. So they don't stay switched on for the longest time.
And as the sub we spoke of, Leonard Harlett is about to come on. We'll find out the identity of the man who's to place. It's Brugge, and as he called it. He was told by the referee as he was trying to make his way to the side where Leonard Harlett is standing, was told, just get off here, son. Bus stops here. You can walk all the way back.
There are many ways to buy time. Another player who started the game when the tournament started, this time around coming on as a sub, adding pace again, trying to keep the ball in the front foot high up.
Have you ever been, I know you keep a keeper for most of your career, but have you ever been put in as a sub and you barely don't even touch the ball?
Yeah, it happened.
It's never happened to me in my amateur career, but nothing amateur about what we're about to see after this one. It's an exhibition match for the ladies as they strut their stuff and put their best foot forward. Remember last year, Janine van Veek's team, absolutely star-studded team, played against a TUT side, the defending varsity football ladies champions, serial winners at that level. I think four titles, unprecedented for TUT ladies. Good cross from Engels, it's more than good. That was a very decent block there from the SAFA Gauteng man. I think that was Bilal Baloyi, the Super Sport United, a centre-back, with a crucial interception. Oh, it falls to Mbangula. It's quickly closed down, and just a slight little nudge from the defender there. So, by the looks of it, Mo, Club Brugge to finish third, SAFA Gauteng fourth, Chiefs fifth.
Good race, good run by SAFA Gauteng. could have done better had they had enough time to prepare maybe. But players have to honor their club fixtures, where they belong, where they play, eyes off the ball there. Concentration levels by the captain has been exceptionally well also. We must give credit to him, that Paul Mhlanga leading from the back. They played against a very disciplined team, Brugge. Keeping the ball, movement of the ball, the shape is always maintained. The communication is always decent. The passing is always on point.
Apart from that one,
The strikers are always finding the final third very, very exploitable, and they utilize those opportunities. All in all, Club Brugge had a decent one, good push, couldn't make the finals, but they brought the house down. Concentration levels, they played throughout the tournament, honored every fixture. Full effort, not going back, disciplined. We must say, yes, they bowed out, but they still get to the third place, former champions after all.
yeah, they did it well with a new team, new players who were not as experienced in the heat of battle as the team that clinched the 2018 Future Champions Gauteng Trophy. SAFA Gauteng, I think they can also hold their heads up high. Bongani Maseko, under his stewardship, the likes of Riande Fries, the man you saw in shot there, has 4 goals to the tournament, and that's a very good return for the youngster. Look at the likes of Jerome Carlos as well. Absolutely done well for themselves. But at the full time, a whistle, it's the man from Belgium. We can only manage a 3rd place finish. It's 2 to Club Brugge, 1 to SAFA Gauteng at full time. And the first goal of the encounter came through that right-hand side. It was Bangula, who normally is the one on the end of these crosses. He was the provider. Kamara with a lovely cushion header.
Gas Colette, the instigator, picked him up, gave him Bangula. Bangula picked his twin striker, Kamara. Now, it says when one goes out, the other one must stay. There's 2 strikers. Communication went very well. They lost the ball again in the final third, their own half, SAFA Gauteng. Now, the pass again. Mbangula created that one. Well passed by Cisse. And the movement, you know, combination play, cut back, and he taps it into the net.
No player even close to Mbangulo there. That's a very bad defending from SAFA Gauteng, I'm sure Coach Bongani Maseko would say. Now, although they may have lost, they walk away with the goal of the game. How about that from Riandre Fries? Absolutely fizzed it past a beaten Darko van Rey. He said, goalkeeper, take that.
If a goal was followed by a theme song, I would have played Umlilo by Big Nas, you know, goes dash. The keeper could not compete for that one.
Dash, as they say, yes as well. The SAFA Gauteng players, but Club Brugge, well, most of the possession was with them and they used it much better. They were more clinical in front of goal, and it was that first half that cost SAFA Gauteng in the end in terms of them winning or losing. And centrally, the likes of Zander Plummer, Yaris Stevens, Christian Revich controlled midfield, movement of Sandra Kamara, and Grenada is far too good for SAFA Gauteng. And we go to pitchside for post-match interviews. Bubbles.
Thank you so much to Temba Business Boy alongside Mutlukhele Nkininda. It ends in a 2-1 victory for the Belgians. They finished in 3rd position. I'm joined by Coach Bongani Maseko of SAFA Gauteng. Thank you so much for your time. Despite having little time to prepare for this tournament, you still did well, Coach. Congratulations.
Yes, first of all, I'm proud of the players. I think we tried our best. And then I'm also proud of the technical committee that we have. And I'm also grateful for this opportunity. So I'm proud of the players, how they apply themselves. 4th place, it was our target because we wanted to jump the group stage, but we managed to do that. We also wanted to do more, but unfortunately could not happen.
Fries had 4 goals this competition.
Yeah, yeah, I think that player is very talented. He's playing for Sundowns, but I think he can go abroad. Yes, and then that's the most important thing as well. Having such players to give them such an opportunity that will make them grow as players.
From a coaching perspective, how would you sum this up?
Yeah, very tactical. I think the first half they were playing back three, so we could not able to get the ball because it was 3 against 1. And then in the second half we tried to change the formation to mesh them 3-5-2, and then we managed now to put them under pressure second half. So unfortunately, maybe it was too late, but we tried. I think we were going to equalize in the second half. Okay.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach Bongani Masego of SAFA Gauteng, a 4th place finish in the 2019 edition of Future Champions Gauteng. Stay with the World of Champions because 2 more matches are coming up. Grant Bissett as well as Mutlugeling up next.